Hey everybody, welcome to United 24/7. It's an update video. Today is Saturday the 21st of October and I am recording a video both about a post-match reaction on our last game and also a sort of just a bit of an overview on our game coming up. So I just want to type into Google here Manchester United just to see if there's a team sheet out for this game. And it looks like there is, which is very cool to see, and there's a couple of interesting things to talk about. So first of all, I will say that let's talk about quickly about our last game. So it's actually has been over a week since our last game, and our last game was against Brentford, and we beat Brentford 2-1 if you remember. And I've recorded a match reaction, but my match reaction didn't really cover a lot, and I was saying like up until like the last, I remember about the 80th minute in, or even like at halftime, I was like, I don't know what I'm going to say for this game. United have been crap. We're not really doing anything, and it's not good vibes. It's not good energy, and it was just boring football. Wasn't good football at all. But the last minute, the 90th minute, Scott McTominay comes on and scores two goals, and United win 2-1. So, like, just to talk us through that game quickly against Brentford, I remember we go the first 20 minutes. We were playing. United are playing great. They're pushing. They're passing the ball about. Mason Mount's playing really well. He's impressing. He's looking good, but the lineup, I'd say in the first half, Mount's looking good, Hoyland's looking good, Rashford's all right. He's got a few cool things. Amrabat's back in centre midfield, and we were playing the defence of Diego Dalot, Harry Maguire, Johnny Evans, and Victor Lindelof. So as you can tell, that's not their strongest back four, but we didn't concede many goals, but up until the 20th minute, we were sort of playing good football. Then we concede our first goal, and it's a sort of dodgy goal, and probably should have been a save from Onana if we're honest. But we go 1-0 down, and then from that goal going down, United are not in the game at all up until the 90th minute. Up until the second half goes in, and not much happens. Mount in the second half isn't great. He was good in those first half an hour or so. The second half he doesn't do much. He comes off, and McTominay comes on, and just in a nutshell, we pushed and pushed for those goals, and we got the goals. So it was really good to see, and there was something about that sort of Man United energy. And I'm actually reading this book at the moment by Ferguson called Leading, and I'm going to read out a quote from it because I'm on this 75th page here, and just as I was reading before the game, I thought it was very interesting because it says here, well, we'll start. So it says, our opponents probably thought that they were eliminating risk by falling back into a defensive posture, but it gave us an advantage without us having to, in the grand scheme of things, unduly increase the amount of risk we took. And more often than not, the goal would come. The value of last-minute goals was the impact on the dressing room, with everybody celebrating for the fans who couldn't wait to get home or to the pub to talk about it. So the value of last-minute goals was the impact on the dressing room, with everybody celebrating, and for the fans, it couldn't wait. Who couldn't wait to get home to the pub or talk about it? Our critics would say this was lucky or down to the pressure to extend the game into Fergie time. But in truth, it came down to careful preparation and having a deliberate and thoughtful approach to risk. So, I'm not saying that we had preparation. I'm not saying that it was deliberate to throw on those players in the last minute. But perhaps Ten Hag, he knew our defense was shaky. He knew that we're starting Victor Lindelof at left back. We were playing maybe a certain format. And it got to the last minute, and we banged in two goals. And there's something as United fans we've got to start appreciating that yes, Man City are banging in goals left, right, and centre, or they were up until recently. And yes, Arsenal are playing great, and Liverpool bang goals against us, but United are still in this rebuilding stage, and we're just Ten Hag has never had a full first team like available to him. It's pretty crazy. So United fans, we gotta remember that there's different ways of playing football. We're going to be playing different types of football, but we have to remember we're Manchester United and we are going to get the goals in the end, like Scott McTominay had proven. And in my I'd recorded this video previously just after the game, and my head was so muzzled about us playing so bad and scoring the last minute goals that I was actually saying Sheffield United instead of Brighton. Or Brentford even, sorry. So I was calling Brentford Sheffield United and I just called them Brighton there. But in the we're playing in 45 minutes against Sheffield United, and the team news is on Google, so I don't know if this is 100% right, but by looks of things, it's Onana starting, Diego Dallo at left back, Harry Maguire and Johnny Evans at centre back, and Victor Lindelof out right, apparently. So that's an interesting turn up of the books. We've then got Scott McTominay and Amrabat in midfield, Rashford out left, Fernandez in the middle, Anthony out right, and Rasmus Højlund up front. So that's interesting to see. Like, Amrabat and McTominay getting to start together will be interesting. Look, it's interesting that Mason Mount isn't in the first team. Ericsson on the bench, Garnacho on the bench, Varane on the bench, Pellistri, Donny, and Hannibal Mejbri. It's an interesting first team. I think it's showing how weak our defense is. Really, like our Maguire, Evans, Lindelof are all starting, and it's not a back three, thank God. But yeah, Martinez must be still out injured, and we don't have a right back, or we're choosing to play Delo out left instead of Victor Lindelof out left. So yeah, this looks like it could be a fun game. Sheffield United, hopefully we're going to beat them. I'm glad Scott McTominay's been given the nod, but I would have thought of dropping Rashford today. I think a lot of the players will have had that sort of break. Although Rashford played well for England there, but a lot of the players will have had a bit of a break with international duty, or even just to have the buzz of going on international duty. It'll be good for them. It's good to see Anthony starting, and he'll hopefully have a really good game. And we'll see that sort of attack of Rashford, Fernandez, Anthony, and Højlund. That'll be interesting to watch. So I'll leave it there. I will hopefully do a review just after the game. I am going to do a book review of this actual book whenever I finish it. So I'm only about 100 pages in, but it's been really good so far. It's quite interesting to just Sir Alex Ferguson's humour is quite funny, and it's interesting to just pick up little tactics. But I thought it was quite nice to just end that chapter on that piece about Fergie time, just as I was going to do this review on the video. So yeah, this was a bit of a ramble and a bit of a rant, but I wanted to get this video up just before. I want to have consistency going. I want to get a video review for at least every single game up online. So yeah, this was a sort of an overview of the Brentford game and also on what's coming up for our Sheffield United game. So yeah, thanks very much for watching. Like and subscribe, and let's go Man United. Let's go.